Teaching TV production in high school, one must possess a combination of dedication, patience, and an understanding of video as a medium of art. Meet Andy Nicholes, a dedicated TV production teacher at Parsippany Hills High School. In his 9 years of teaching, including 5 years at Part Hills, he has made a significant impact on the lives of his students. In his class, Andy imparts valuable knowledge about studio production, camera operation, and video editing techniques. In addition, Andy actively supports the school community by filming local events, sports games, and community activities. He even leads a team of talented students who assist him in recording and documenting these projects. For Andy, being a TV production teacher is a dream come true. His passion for the subject and dedication to his students are evident in his teaching approach.
Welcome back to Garden State of the Arts. I'm your host, Joey Lancelotti, and today we have Andy Nicholes. How you doing today, Andy?
Great, Joe. How are you?
I am fantastic. So he's a teacher at Parsippany Hills. So, Andy, how did you get into the film industry?
Just by a love of film and TV and music my whole life, and wanting to pass that passion and creation onto, people after me, and wanting to kind of just get them all in to have a love of all this stuff that we're all into.
That is so cool. So, was there anybody or anything, any sort of artwork in general, actually, that inspired you as a kid to kind of follow in the footsteps of the greats?
Sure. I mean, obviously classic cinema like The Godfather, which I could recite chapter and verse, and grew up with that, things like that. Teachers as role models in high school, I wanted to take all those things, my love of things like, I was exposed to things that other kids my age weren't, so I kind of took that and ran with it. Most kids my age weren't watching that stuff, so I wanted to take that, my mentors in high school, and kind of follow and become a teacher. That's what I wanted to do.
Really? So after graduation, did you know you wanted to be a teacher?
Yes. Yes, I did. Took a while, but I did a lot of freelance work with a lot of video work, camera work, editing, things like that. I did that through a lot of my 20s, and a lot of, through all over New Jersey, New York, and TV and film and radio. And that's how, and eventually, got certified, finished my degree, and I've been teaching for the last 10 years.
So what was it that inspired you to want to pass your knowledge down to the next generation?
Just a feeling that I think a lot of people that were my age were missing out on all this great stuff. And I'm like, more people should know about this stuff. They should know about these classic filmmakers and these classic films. That's because it's art. That's art that needs to be appreciated by everybody moving on. And I just felt my generation wasn't getting it.
I completely agree. Film is probably one of my favorite art mediums that you can actually get a message from.
Yes.
But we've actually got some clips of you in the classroom kind of passing on the knowledge. So would you mind kind of showing us how you really do it and your tips, tricks, and techniques?
Sure.
Awesome.
So right here I'm showing The Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring, which came out in 2001. And here I was just basically telling my students that that entire trilogy was shot over 12 months. And they couldn't believe that. They said 3 films were shot in 1 year's time. I said yes, but it was released in post over a 3-year period. And they couldn't believe that that trilogy was all shot within a year's time. And most of my students were not even aware of that film.
Wow. It's such a good film, too.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And that's our camera work. That's some of our new cameras that we've got in the last couple of years that we're proud of. That's our Panasonic, which shoots in 4K, which we have 2 of those. We're a very small program, but we're healthy, and we're proud of what we have, even though we're not huge.
I mean, just from the looks of the way that you teach, you're very enthusiastic. It seems like it must be great to take part in your class.
Yeah, it's you put into it what you get into it. And that's what I've noticed. Like some of our best students are like that. Some of our students that come into the program not knowing what they want to do have become filmmakers. Like several of my students who are in their 20s now and have 1 or 2 short films under their belt.
Really?
So that makes me that's one of the most proudest, rewarding moments of being a teacher. Finding those students who did not know that's what they wanted to do, and they came out of it, and now this is what they're doing. That's the best part of it.
I can only imagine. I mean, how do you go about taking those students who aren't necessarily super involved or interested in the subject and kind of turn them around?
Believing in them. Believing them and giving them a chance. Our program kind of houses the students who may not be the star athlete of the football team. And in our program, they find a home because they can channel their creative side and be encouraged and supported to produce something of quality that they're proud of, that I'm proud of them for making, which they may not have had in other parts of that school or community, what they do. And in our program, they can. And that's what the best students have come out of. Like I always call them my all-stars. Yeah, they may not be the star quarterback, but they're the all-star of my program because they've put their best foot forward creatively to produce something and create something original.
That's honestly, you sound like an amazing teacher, really. So, what's your favorite part about getting to teach these young minds?
I guess how naive they could be, and knowing that they may not know about this classic film that I'm about to teach them, but they're going to love it in a day or two when we watch it, break it down, and study it. Coming into it saying all these eager young minds that aren't aware of it, and knowing that, hey, you're about to jump into this world. Are you ready?
By the end, you'll be able to create your own.
Yep.
I love that. I love that. So how did the impact of COVID hit your class? Did it kind of change the whole curriculum?
It did, good and bad. It kind of forced, obviously, everybody to kind of create them on themselves. I will say for our program, it gave us a really healthy boost in the arm because we then now had to produce live events virtually or with small people. And it took a fledgling program and it put us on the map because all of a sudden now people came to us to, how do we make this video? How do we create this video? It's virtual, we're not here, how do we do that? Okay, it wasn't really film work per se, but we got cameras, we got broadcasting equipment, we got lights, we got we got switchers, and that's how we were able to do it through COVID. So it was COVID was horrible, but for us, it was kind of a good thing.
It was a growing experience.
Yes.
That honestly right there, if you can take anything from it, that's probably the best thing you can take.
Adapting on the fly, overcoming challenges, especially with live events, producing live events, concerts, you name it. We had to do it all virtually and also hybrid with people still socially distancing and running all this tech. It was quite the time.
So besides teaching, what else have you done with your film background?
A lot of freelance work. I'm more of a post-production person. I like taking a mess of footage, spending hours and hours and days with it to create something that is really sharp and on point and professional. And that's that's my strongest skill set that I like to do. And I've done that for years as a side job. I've also done a lot of work in radio as well too.
Really?
Some voiceover work. I'm a podcaster also on the side. So as much as film, it's audio, it's visual, it's music. I kind of take all those things as art and bring it under one umbrella within my program. So it's film, TV, radio, music. I kind of bring it all under one umbrella of production, and that seems to be the most attractive things. Because if you're not just into film, okay, I'm into music. Okay, well, how? How so? Well, I want to be a musical. I want to direct music videos. Okay, here's what we can do. So I kind of tailor those needs based on the students and what they're into. Oh, I'm just into video game streaming. I'm into just going on Twitch. Okay, how are we going to make this video? How are we going to do this?
That is amazing. So
I tailor them based on the needs and the interests of the students.
I really wish I took your class now. I really do. So out of everything that you've gotten to do throughout your career, what would you say was the most impactful to you?
Oh, I would say starting up our own brand new YouTube channel, which we made during the pandemic, called Par Hills TV, which is totally student ran. We produce the morning news every single day, sometimes live, sometimes post, and it's our baby. The school did not have a YouTube channel before that. We have been built it. It's been 4 years running. We're at almost 2,000 subs. Our content is exploding with stuff every single day. So that, I think, is one of the most things I'm most proud of. Original students writing and producing original short films, which also go on the channel, which is part of our curriculum. 5-minute films. We end TV1 with a 10-minute short film, which for a high school is pretty progressive.
Wow.
And they do it. And all this original student content goes up on our own channel, which we create and produce in-house.
That is amazing, and that is definitely something you should be proud of. But thank you so much for taking the time, Andy, and coming out and allowing us to give you this interview.
Thank you, Joe.
This has been Garden State of the Arts. I hope you guys enjoyed, and we will see you next week.